Hey everybody, welcome back on MDG Media. We are launching our brand new merch this week. We have some MDG Media t-shirts available. We have some sweatshirts coming. If you're interested if you want to support the project, please send us a message on Instagram. We'll let you know and give you all the information you need to have. In the meantime, just enjoy the coverage and we'll see you on the course. Hey everybody, welcome back on MDG Media, your European Disc Golf Hub channel. This is the first day of the MPO Field 2024 Krokel Open presented by Latitude 64. We are back on the Elite Series train. My name is Maxime Tange and I have the pleasure to have Elias Luukkonen with me today.
What up, Maxime? It's absolutely my pleasure as well. Watching coverage on the #1 course in the world with all of the best players in the world present. This is no doubt the highest level tournament in Europe so far this year. It's gonna be so exciting to see how these American top talents can compare to the European top talents.
Yeah, that's gonna be a battle, and we are also lucky with the weather on this first day. It's sunny. And yeah, first on the tee we'll have the defending champion Bradley Williams representing Innova Discs. He's in Europe for a couple weeks and he's messing with the camera also. It was a pleasure to have him on the card.
And Norwegian local player Øyvind Jarns, a player who also did well last year here on the Krokel course. By far the most comfortable on this course, being local, knowing all of the different lines and landing zones.
And we have AB representing Discraft. We all know him, he just won the Des Moines Challenge. He has 4 wins this season. That's gonna be exciting.
And arguably the #1 player in the world right now, Gannon Buhr, at least for this season, representing Team Discmania. Incredible putter, very accurate on the backhand. It's going to be so exciting to see how this course is going to play out. It's a very difficult course, and the difficulty is starting already on hole #1, 133 meters going uphill. Basket is on a top of a big hill with a right to left slope on the right side of the basket and a left to right slope on the right side of the basket and right to left slope on the other side of the basket. You really mostly see players going wide right with a hyzer or a flex shot. Hopefully land in that hillside, don't roll down all the way.
Last year's winner of Krokel Open, Bradley Williams.
Bradley first on the tee. You can see the huge crowd. Yeah, and that's something that happens often on this one. You crash into the hill
Team
and just roll away.
Latitude 64, and we are Disc Golf. Hjertelig applaus til Øyvind Jarnes!
People came out in huge crowds, even on this Friday round. I can't even imagine what it's going to be in the second and third round. I heard that the VIP tickets were sold out, so Norwegian crowd just incredible. And Øyvind having the same play, just hitting it to that hillside, having a long putt but very safe par.
From Scottsdale, Arizona, US, and Team Discraft. Make some noise for Anthony Barilla!
I cannot play on the MDG coverage. Some charisma on the tee pad.
And AB, definitely a player that could reach this hole even with a pure hyzer, but also playing it very safe to that right side. He's clearly not interested in the birdie at all.
From Urbandale, Iowa, Team Discmania. Give it up for Gannon Buhr!
Gannon now, as you mentioned, best player in the world for the moment. Okay, going for a flex shot. That's the most aggressive line.
Almost, that was so close to being the perfect shot. If he had been just half a meter more left towards the basket, he would have been parked. But that's what this hole does to him. Still pretty good control on the disc to not land left side or in line of the basket, as he would have probably gone left OB.
Yeah, the landing zone is super tight on this hole one. So yeah, good upshot for Gannon, Bradley. Yeah, same style. I'm not sure if anybody is really aggressive from down there, especially on the first hole.
Yeah, it looks like AB was, and you can see paying the price a little bit there with a longer comebacker. And Øyvind, with the shortest of looks, still just laying it up. I feel like this hole one is actually quite typical of a hole on this course. There are a few holes that are very much like this, you know, not a lot of players getting the birdie. The par is relatively simple if you play for it, but the birdie is just incredibly difficult.
Yeah, and one of the... This course is iconic also because I think 65-70% of the greens are super dangerous. This one also, hole 2, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, hole 2, this time, once again, going uphill, way uphill actually. I think we have 16 meters of elevation change, so that distance of 202 meters playing closer to 240 or 230. Danger on the drive is the OB on the right side and the woods on the left. You have to throw a bit of a turnover drive, usually with a distance driver, and then the approach to a very hard right to left slope on the green. Most players are going for either a very touchy backhand, maybe throw it straight, try to land it flat on the green, or if you have a long drive you can go for a nice, you know, softly thrown forehand to fight against that hillside.
Exactly, and Bradley early. Okay. Not the best drive, but he's still in the open area.
Yeah, the tree that Bradley hit, you really want your disc to move right just before that. If you do that, you know, just like Øyvind is doing, that's going to be a perfect drive right in the middle.
Yeah, you don't really need anything more. And that is short, but he's gonna have an 80 meters, maybe 90 meters uphill approach to the basket. And not sure where this one landed. Oh, and that's low, too much left. Yeah, there is no real way to go to the basket from there.
But from here, AB has enough power to get up there with the driver though, and you can see that fade on the driver pulling him down the hill, but that's an incredible shot from where he was. He had about 110 meters, still way uphill to go.
What a shot. Yeah, he's left with a C1 putt for the birdie after a hard drive. And that's also good. Short C2 range. Stop there.
Yep, solid scramble shot from Gannon, but really nothing you can do from the left side woods. And as you can see, the OB is coming much closer once you get all the way to the basket. It's almost in the circle on that right side.
This needs to fade.
Yeah, this one is a little bit in danger, but coming back with that hillside, that's gonna be a scary putt though.
He's happy about it. Yeah, all 3 are around, just Gannon. Left to the 50 to 60 meters approach, going forehand. Exactly what we were saying, you can crash into that hillside with the forehand. Maybe the best and the safest option. And let's start the putting contest.
Pretty good angle here to run it. Bradley fading with the hillside, but also a little bit uphill compared to Øyvind fading once again with the hillside, but downhill. Really good effort there. Scary putt to run. If you miss this, you're going to be outside the circle potentially.
Oh. Early left, just over the front cage, not able to stay into the basket. So yeah, we'll have a couple of pars on this one.
Yeah, pretty surprising not to see any birdies on this hole. I'd say it's one of the more simple holes on the course, and even averaging under par, which not that many holes on this course do. And hole number 3 is not going to be one of them, even though it's a short par 3, only 95 meters, but it's a tight tunnel that you have to hit. Usually with a backhand, most players are going backhand mid-range or backhand putter with a slightly understable disc to hold it straight all the way until the end. The difficulty with this hole, of course, besides the gap, is that if you fade at all left, you know, you can see that big drop of just about 4 meters left side of the basket, and it's so easy to, if you fade down there, you're going to be even outside the circle.
Don't you think the forehand could be the main option, knowing the slope from right to left?
I think maybe, but not many players have that straight forehand touch. And as you just saw, Bradley doing exactly what I was talking about. Good shot, but just fading at the end.
And that's okay also for Øyvind, short, but on that kind of a plateau at the end. That's turning early. That could be a scary putt for AB if he's aggressive on this one. There is that drop off you were mentioning.
And Gannon, look at this, he's going forehand with an MD3. What a touch!
You were talking about that crazy shot, catching the stump, and this is, yeah, aggressive line from AB. Oh, what a putt from Bradley! That's the first birdie of the card. We should have a second with Gannon. We have another opportunity here.
There you go, the card is heating up. Great putt from Øyvind. And let's see, I think AB is gonna have a tough comebacker. Actually not, looks like he has maybe even hit a tree on the backside. No, that's gonna be a tough bogey.
Yeah, first mistake for the card.
But honestly, for AB, of course, he missed the putt from 10 meters there on the comebacker, but I think the mistake really was going for it such aggressively from much over 10 meters.
Yeah, you're right. And we have first scoreboard check. Vinyl in the lead with Joe Bucket, 8 down, and back to the HQ, Paul Macbeth, Aaron Gossage. And we are back for hole 4. What do you think about this one?
Hole 4, a hole that could be a signature hole on any other course. Maybe not on this one though, because there are so many great holes. 148 meters going quite severely downhill. It's par 3. Best shot here is going to be either a flex shot with an overstable disc, or if you feel comfortable with making the gap a little bit tighter, you're going to go just a flat shot with something straight to overstable. Try to throw it downwards and let that overstability take you all the way left to the basket.
Yeah, pretty tricky off the tee pad. Tight gap, flex shot. Keeping the height here for Bradley. This is a great shot, C1 hit. A birdie opportunity on this one is good.
Yeah, for sure, it's a pretty hole. This one is a little bit high. As I said, if you throw such an overstable disc, you want to keep it a little bit lower, because the disc is of course gonna fade more left and not push as far forward. But good roll there, he's gonna be putting. And Gannon, look at this gap.
Man, I didn't see it yesterday, but everybody reacted weirdly. Man, like he's 5 meters using that small gap. Crazy.
And that's easily a 2-stroke swing. If he had hit the first tree there, it's a guaranteed bogey almost. Even a double if he ended up going to the right OB. And AB here, a little bit high as well, fading left. He's going to be outside the circle with not too scary of a putt. This is one of the easier greens on the course, I would say. Just a little bit of a slope.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of flat. Nothing crazy on this one. And AB with the good bounce back after the struggle on the previous green. Back to even. First birdie of the round. Let's roll now.
Yeah, super clean stepper there. I like how he keeps everything in line. Not much body rotation there. And even a little bit hesitant there. A bit of a quick release, I feel.
Nice one. Second in a row, 2 down, 3-4. Yeah, it feels like the round is starting for everybody right now. And Gannon capitalizing on this crazy gap hit. 2 in a row also.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see with Gannon being a very firm putter. I think these baskets are the best if your putt is a little bit softer. I think they catch super well if you have that soft, flat putt. Interesting to see whether Gannon kind of slows his putt down or not.
Yeah, knowing the baskets. We'll see. We'll see. And yeah, let's head to hole 5.
Yeah, hole 5. Potentially one of the easiest, if not the easiest hole on the course. Only 175 meters, an open par 4. Only thing making this shot difficult on the drive is the left side OB. You need to throw either a long turnover with a backhand or a forehand hyzer. It's even reachable if you have a huge arm and want to go for it.
I'm pretty excited to see what AB and Gannon are going to do on this one. Not the longest par 4. And this is a safe option. Just avoiding the OB on the left side with the forehand. But you will lose some distance.
So Gannon, I guess he's going with a fast fairway driver here, and that's a good shot. It's not reaching the green, but he's gonna be within jump putt distance, and you can see why this hole is a little bit easy for this level of field. We have the best players here. That shot is pretty standard. And let's see if AB actually goes for it.
Nothing crazy. Just a turnover. Yeah, let's go for a simple birdie. And Irvin, as Bradley did, going with a forehand. Yeah, the only thing you need to avoid with this option is the trees on the right side. Only danger as the players are going forward onto the fairway.
And you need some good touch on this approach as the green is sloping behind the basket, so you want to land a little bit short, hopefully slide up to it, but Bradley is going to be way short there. Going to be a tricky putt and even a decision whether he wants to run it or not.
Stay there. And another tricky green again. If you're short, there is a slight drop off behind and on the left. Again.
And Irvin actually throwing it in for the eagle last year here on our coverage. That was a pretty cool moment. And there you go, that's just a jump putt for AB. Nothing too crazy, just laying it up. I would expect the same from Gannon. It's really such an easy hole by scoring average that missing it for the birdie would be so costly that even the thought of going for the eagle might be a little bit scary, I think.
Yeah, I'm wondering how AB was able to reach the basket on the practice rounds. Because he really went soft, and that was a good run from Bradley Williams. Catching the front cage. Good one. 2 down, through 5. Slowly but surely for Irvin.
That's a solid start. You know, as we saw, 8 under being the hot round in the clubhouse right now. So if you can get, you know, 1 birdie in 2 holes, that's going to be great.
What were you expecting after 9 holes for you through the first round?
I think maybe personally, let's say I was trying to play for the win, which I'm really not. I think front 9 being 4 or 5 under, that's going to be really good.
Let's go. And hole 6, par 3, 100 meters, turnover shot. What do you think?
Yeah, turnover, probably the best play here if you want to be parked. Also a great play is actually a forehand hyzer. The main feature on this hole is of course the turn on the drive, but also this basket position that is on top of this rock. And backside of the basket, huge drop off. You really want to land a little bit short, but not so short that you have a tricky putt left.
Yeah, these greens can be tough mentally wise. Yeah, not able to see the whole flight, but Gannon around the basket for fourth birdie. That's too early. That's my favorite option, that turnover. And a good hit also on the trees. He's back in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, with the turnover and actually with the forehand, both, you have to kind of push that back tree line. If you want to park it, you need to be close to those trees. We saw Øyvind and AB both pushing them too much. And let's see, Bradley, he's really talented at this shot, really good with the angles.
And as you are mentioning, he's just going for it. Left with 5 meters maybe. No crazy rolls. And an opportunity to go 3 down through 6 for Bradley, defending champion.
And there's no running a putt from that distance on this hole. Really, even running from outside circle, I feel like is almost doesn't make any sense for the most of the field. Of course, Øyvind here with the trees in the way couldn't even consider it.
Yeah, he's around, nothing crazy. And we have 2 birdie opportunities. First one is done successfully by Bradley, 3 down. And Gannon just took a turkey, didn't mention it, going for a 4th in a row. Yeah, good job. 4 down through 6 starts to be a hot start for Gannon. And the first split screen. Yeah, all the scores we see on top are back to the clubhouse. 8 down for the best, 4 down through 6 for Gannon. He's on a good way. Hole 7.
Yeah, hole 7. This is gonna be a hole that you would like to pick up for the birdie as well. 2 options off the tee. You can go for a straight to slight turnover shot, or if you choose the right gap, which is the safer but has less distance potential, you go for a safe hyzer just into the middle. On the approach, this is where the difficult part kicks in. Need to stay perfectly lined with the basket or a little bit right. A lot of players crashing to that right side hillside with a forehand. If you go long, if you go left, you're rolling down the hill, usually outside the circle.
What gap do you take?
I like the straight gap, but I think this right gap, if you're comfortable with approaching a little bit further away, I think that's the best play. And it looks like Gannon definitely is. He's gonna have about 80 meters to go, which is not a long distance, but on this green you need such extreme touch that 80 meters is still quite a lot.
And this was not able for the catch cam to see what happens on Bradley's shot, but he pushed it too much on the right. I love this line. It's more aggressive, as you just said. That's a great shot from AB. He should be left with a 60-70 meters approach to the basket uphill.
Yeah, for sure. Great touch there. And let's see, Øyvind usually has gone for the hyzer and doing that as well. Pretty early on the hyzer. Maybe needs to slow down a little bit to not be too far left. And yeah, that's the problem with the hyzer. If you don't push it far enough to the right to those trees, you might end up on the left side of the fairway. And really the hyzer play on this card not producing the best results. Bradley even here, you know, he has a chance to go for the green. And a great shot, almost. But that's exactly what you can't do on this hole. You can't leave it left side of the basket, because if you do, you're always gonna roll down the hill.
This is right side. Yeah, it's okay. He will just have the drop off behind, but I think he's comfortable enough on the green. Nothing crazy, 8-9 meters.
And Øyvind luckily still having some sort of a look to the basket. Once again to that right side, hoping for a rollback. He doesn't get it, so it's going to be a tricky putt. There are so many putts like that on this course, so many death putts where if you miss the basket completely, you're going to go down a hill.
Yeah, those greens are a mental fight for sure for all the players, and a lot of decision making also. Øyvind. Oh. Yeah, after the tough drive, it was a good opportunity.
And Gannon for 5 in a row, and that's good. Well done, kept it perfectly on the line. No chance of missing the basket ever. I feel like that's the good thing about his putting, that even when he's missing, he's usually on line. So that's really gonna help on this course.
Yeah, you're right. And it feels like it's so easy for him right now. That's probably why he's the first one and best player in the world for the moment. Just 5 down on those holes, on this front 9, looking easy like that. Kind of crazy.
For sure, and really everybody on the card off to a decent start. You know, 200 is not hot, but it's definitely not bad. Moving on to what might be the most difficult hole on the course, hole 8. Par 4, 241 meters, but you really can't cut off that much distance off the tee. See the small gap just in front of the short tee pad. You want to fly through the gap and finish just barely to the left. A lot of players even opting to go for a slow thrown fairway driver, even a mid-range or approach disc off the tee. Just try to land this very tight fairway. The sweet spot is so small, you don't have a lot of room left to right. And once you throw your drive about 100-110 meters off the tee, you're left with that 130 meter flex shot that you have to throw over the OB green, pull it to the right, and at the very end finish down the hill here through the gap. Tricky hole to birdie. I think there was about 8 birdies total on this hole through the day.
I'm pretty interested to see if it was the toughest hole yesterday.
Yeah, playing as the first most difficult hole with half a stroke above par average, and we're checking in with a chase card, Ricky Wysocki. 3 under, it's a solid start, but he's going for the birdie here. Perfect drive. This needs to get back though.
Yeah, he needs the fade, and he has it. He's gonna be left with 12-13 meters downhill putt. Could be scary, not for 2-time world champion. As he makes this one to go 4 down through 8. Yeah, good looking start also for Ricky.
Yeah, such a great putt. Another death putt with nothing behind the basket, but no surprise. Ricky's stroke on the putting green before the round was looking just pure. He made every putt in a row from, 10 meters, 12 meters out. And again in there, kind of pulled his drive, but good kick. He's gonna be in the perfect spot.
Yeah, pushing the backside a bit too much, but a good kick back in the middle of the fairway. He will have a look to attack the green. This could be the one. Oh, and yeah, too deep again. Good looking line, you can see the crowd. There was so many people yesterday.
An AB here. Looks like a slow thrown fairway driver. This is a great line, perfect shot. Never really challenging any of the trees. And he's gonna be on the fairway, that's the most important thing here. Being a little bit to the side even, it's gonna be so much more difficult as you can't really swing with those small trees on both sides.
Yeah, and that's good distance-wise. He's deep, but that's what you need to control on this one. The fade, or you're gonna skip left side. So yeah, he won't be able to go for the green. That's slightly overturned. Okay, he's out of the woods. Should be fine.
Yeah, pretty tough mistake there. Really, he wanted to be right to open up that angle for the approach. And AB here, common mistake here on this approach. If you try to make it from way down there, it's so easy to fade out a little bit early with the slight right to left hillside once again.
Yeah, just a question of angle, couple degrees. And this is better looking, but too early also. Yeah, stable disc. And you could be jailed in those small trees, left side. He should have lines, but yeah, not able to do anything for birdie.
And Øyvind really doesn't have anything there from the woods. Now this is a tricky shot. He's playing it wide, which I really like. Pushing the distance, and a great approach. Does it slow down though? You have that drop off behind the basket. He might be in the circle, or he might even be outside the circle there, if it just kept running downhill.
That's why the flat release with a stable disc is maybe the best option on that kind of shot, just for the disc to slow down. The disc was arriving too fast, definitely.
Let's see the line of Gannon. Looks like he has a decent line, just 1 tree to miss at the end, and I think he's gonna be fully fine with a par here. It's really a hole where you're not losing to almost anybody with a par.
Yeah, what we've just seen from Ricky was something incredible. So the bird on hole 8 is great. And AB left with a 6-7 meter spot after hitting this tree.
So Bradley for par here, and that's a good save. Good save after the drive really being on the fairway, but didn't have an angle to go at the green with a backhand. Good scramble, and AB as well with the par. Øyvind gonna be the only one taking an over par stroke here. So really not too bad of a play by the card. I feel like we can't say that often. Card going +1 on a hole on the feature card. That's usually not very good, but on this hole it is.
Exactly, and just like that, we are attacking the last hole of the front 9. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, last hole, probably one of the easiest as well. 85 meters is the distance, but playing much longer with the uphill. This time we have a left to right slope on the fairway. A lot of players just opting to go through the gap with a slightly fading shot. But this is also an option that I considered, but I thought not many players would do. But that's a phenomenal shot from Gannon. There's really a lot of space up there, so nothing to hit with a grenade. If you just have the distance, I think that's a play.
Yeah, I like this play better. Just going into the gap, that's short. Left with a long range uphill putt. He'll be able to be aggressive. You know, we were mentioning dangerous greens. This one is pretty smooth. And short also for AB. Probably the best way to be on this hole, short, not to have any weird slope. If you're too long, you could be not in trouble, but it's a bit more dangerous.
Yeah, for sure. But still able to run it from here. Kind of pulling it to the right though, and he's gonna actually have a tricky comebacker now from further edge of the circle.
Oh, good one also from Bradley. Second time of the round, a bit short with the front cage. Yeah. He makes it 2 down through 9. Not the best start, not the ugliest also. Øyvind also keeping the pace, 2 down as AB.
Yeah, and Gannon really leading the card, possibly even leading the field. You know, 6 under front is incredibly hot, with the hot run being only 8 under right now. So if he can grab a couple birdies on the back, he's already gonna match that hot round.
Exactly, playing for the lead card tomorrow. Eagle is back at the clubhouse, also a lot of 8 downs. Paul Ricky 7 down through 11. Okay, so he kept the pace after the birdie on hole 8. Let's see, it's exciting. Gannon is playing super good. looking super easy. Bradley 4 down. Yeah, we are waiting maybe for a bit more from AB, and we'll see how they handle the last 9 holes.
Yeah, we'll see. Catch you guys on the back, hopefully with some more birdies, some more sloped greens, some of the more beautiful holes on the course, as if it wasn't beautiful enough already.
Exactly, so yeah, thank you guys, and we'll see you on the back 9.